This is Sarah, back at you with another SaaSWatch review. This is a specific request from the community just to get my kind of overview and thoughts on Partnero. Partnero is a membership management platform. So if you've ever signed up for an affiliate deal or like an affiliate link and you get, a certain percentage of your referrals, you get, some money back or you get perks or whatever that looks like, you're part of a membership management program. And so for those of you that have your own membership management programs, you understand how much these things typically cost. Some of the ones that I've looked into in the past, $250, $275 per month just to run the program. Because there's a lot of things that go into these. You have analytics, you have tracking, you have payouts, you've got legal language, all kinds of things. So there's a reason why they cost a lot, and this is a kind of a new option that's come up that I'll go through kind of like the high level, what I love about it, and then a couple of things you'll want to really consider when you're looking at these. You guys can look into the features yourselves, but I'm just going to cover my thoughts on kind of the high level pros and cons for me. So I'm jumping straight into the dashboard. Again, you guys can look through all of this on your own and see what you like. But a couple of things that really shine for me. One is the UI. I love good UI. It's not just about the aesthetics. It's nice to have things that are beautiful to look at, but if it's intuitive to use, if it's easy to use, it's just less of a mental strain. We're already busy. We're already fighting technology every day. You're even watching this because you're looking at solutions to your everyday problems for technology. And sometimes other technology is that problem. So it's really important when you're looking at a user interface. Is it easy to use? Is it intuitive? How often do I have to go to the help docs to figure out how to use it? Those type of things really matters in your user experience and your ease of use for the product. So that's just right off the bat, it's gorgeous, it works well, it was easy to figure out without going to the help docs too much. Another thing that I love about this are the integrations. A lot of these membership platforms, especially if you say you've got a lot of affiliate codes, maybe you're an Amazon affiliate, maybe, whatever that looks like, you're going to be familiar with the fact that a lot of these programs will limit you to one, sometimes two, different payment gateways. So you have to use Stripe or you have to use PayPal, something like that. But Partnero gives you a bit more options than I've typically seen with these partnership management programs. So I'll walk you through. So they do have, you've got your script, your JavaScript that you put into your website. They have an API. You can whitelist domains, so you can domain lock, your scripts and things like that. Webhooks. And then your third-party integrations are looking really nice. Paddle is not one that I see often. Stripe, of course, we all have them too. But they've got PayPal, Shopify, WooCommerce. So there's a lot of great integrations here that people are going to love. The surprise for me was that there were the fact that they have any low-code integration, automation connections at all was surprising. They have two of them. One of them is Zapier, which a lot of people are going to be familiar with. That's typically the easiest one to use. And the other one is Make. Make is usually going to be a bit more for the automation pros and does often require some coding knowledge. So both are great, but it's just really nice to see both options. There's some neat stuff here. So you can put in some custom code. Always appreciated. Throw in a chatbot widget code, whatever that looks like for you guys. Now, there are two things for me that are a little bit of a challenge. I think I can work through them. We'll see how it goes. But one of them is that the default tracking seems to be either a query or a direct link. Those of you that are familiar with digital marketing or building websites, anything like that, maybe you're a marketing manager, or you're just a creator or someone that's really kind of up to speed on web stuff, you'll know that Google is nuking third-party cookies, tracking stuff, this year. So in the United States, especially state by state, there's over 13 states now that have enacted privacy laws. So that's something to really think about. With so much of that happening, a lot of the queries, all of that's going to be harder to track. And that's why, like, Kuva Media, we have a homegrown program that we already use for our affiliates. It's not a third-party service. I built it from scratch. I sourced the agreements. I set up the workflows, everything, the compliance, and it's great, but it's not something that can be used at scale. So that's why I'm looking at Partnero as an additional solution for some of our other partnership programs and affiliate programs. So it can be more automated. It can be for more lower ticket services. Most of our affiliates are for our high ticket services. So that's why I'm looking at this. But my main concern is with our high ticket homegrown service, we give people a code, a custom code. And the reason for that is because as an affiliate myself, with different companies and different services that I love and love to share with my audience and with my clients, sometimes those affiliate tracking links, sometimes they fail. So whether that's a cookie didn't work or got blocked, or the URL, the tracking got taken off, the links are not always that reliable. So that's why we've always done codes. Now, I asked the founder about this, and they did say that there is an option to use a code. I believe, and I will have to double check this, I believe that's going to be in the coupon section. So I'll actually have to double check exactly on how that works, but that is a huge concern that I have in general, is for all partner programs, for these type of software, not just Partnero, but for all of them, how they're going to be pivoting in this new privacy era of tech. It's going to be very interesting. That's a concern, but it's nice that they have those options. Another thing that is a little bit of a challenge, I think, for a lot of people is when you have a membership program, or you have an affiliate program, people aren't really thinking about the legal implications. And I will tell you, I am not an attorney. This is not legal advice. I'm just telling you there are things when you're running a business to be able to run it compliantly that you just want to think about. And Partnero, usually when you sign up for these type of programs, they have all of the legal language for you built in, but Partnero does not even provide a template. So you do need to source your own legal language for your actual partnership program. So just like your website should have a terms of use, it should have disclaimer. Terms of use can also be called terms of service. And then you should always have a privacy policy on your websites. For your partnership programs, according to attorneys, you're probably going to want to have some legal language in there too. And Partnero does not provide that. They provide spaces and places to put your legal language, but they don't actually even give you a template. So that's going to be an added cost. And please, for the love of all good things, do not use ChatGPT to create legal language. Unless you're an attorney or a lawyer or very comfortable with it, it's just probably not a great idea. We're all comfortable with AI now. It's a wonderful tool, but it is still just a tool. It does not know how to use itself. It doesn't know your use case. It doesn't know your locale and the laws and the regulations. And if you search ChatGPT lawyer just on your search engine of choice, there's been a few attorneys in the United States here that have, unfortunately, they used ChatGPT to create briefs, and they asked ChatGPT to produce, some case law to put in those briefs for court for their clients. And unfortunately, ChatGPT hallucinated, which AI does. It makes stuff up. It made up case law that does not exist, and unfortunately, we have seen in the United States some of these attorneys actually get sanctioned. That's a big deal. It's a very big deal. They did not know that the information was not correct. So please, if you're going to be sourcing this legal language, it's probably a pretty decent idea to consider talking to an attorney that is familiar with this area of law for your locale and for the locale of the people that will be a part of your partnership management program. So that's just my PSA for that. Again, not an attorney, but it's probably a good idea to chat with one. All right, and then take these off. One last thing that I forgot to include when I was recording earlier. No idea how the tax compliance is going to work. For those of you that are in the United States, or you're subject to United States taxation as business or whatever that looks like, if people are getting over a certain threshold of compensation, you might want to look into that with your tax professional. I am not a tax professional. This is not tax advice. I'm just saying you might want to look into that with your tax professional, and then maybe also drop Partnero a line if there's anything you need to be aware of. But yeah, that's my review of Partnero. With something like this, you definitely, with the price point, you definitely want to research the heck out of it before you invest a lot into it. Not necessarily monetarily, but you are going to have a lot of time that you're going to invest into this. Once you get people signed up to the program, it's going to be much harder and more challenging to pivot from that in the future if you want to switch it later. So with something where it's a great deal of infrastructure, there's a lot of data, there's a lot of integrations and automations involved in it, not necessarily because of price, but because of all of that investment, that non-tangible investment, you really, really want to look at the features and see if it's right for you. So hopefully that's helpful to you. And as always, like and subscribe so I can bring you guys some more reviews. Thanks for joining me.